So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that my next video is going to be a Q&A, which is this video here. And because it's hard for me to sit down and actually like film a video and dedicate time to it, I figured the best way to do that would be kind of just answer questions throughout my day while I'm taking care of the babies so that I can put a video up and I can still be a mom. So I figured since I'll have my camera out, I might as well just film some of my day. The day is pretty much over for us. So the girls are eating right now. It's 5 o'clock. And then this will be their last feed before I put them to bed. I will wake them up one more time. Usually I wake them up around 11 and I give them one more feed just to kind of get them through the night. And they're still not quite big enough for me to just drop a feed. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna try to film our nighttime routine and show you guys how that goes. I'm not sure how good it will go because the girls have been teething and they've been just reaching a lot of milestones lately, and it has greatly affected how they have been sleeping. So I'm just getting a binky because Scarlett just can't even deal. Here, sis. She finished her bottle and that does not make her happy. I'm gonna wake Emerson up. I'm gonna feed them. I'll film a little bit of us doing some playtime and I will answer questions in between. Who wants to eat peaches, peaches? Do, 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 do. A cereal. Baby number 2, Diet Coke is not for you. Sit on your booty. You gotta move your legs, silly goose. Baby number 3. Are you just gonna stare at yourself the whole time? Okay. Oh, excuse you. Belle. That's gonna be you, Scarlett. Princess Belle. Oh, you're jealous? Oh my gosh, well lucky for you, all 3 have Belle. I've got a piece of paper down here with all the questions because I have to film everything on my phone. So I'm gonna be feeding the babies and answering questions at the same time as best as I can. Okay, you ready? You can't eat the bib. One question I had is how do I feed the babies? And aside from their regular feedings, we do 6 bottles a day, sometimes 5 depending on when they wake up. And if we don't have time, then we'll cut that bottle out. But typically I always try to do 6 feedings in a day, and then I just started adding purees. So I usually always mix it with oatmeal and breast milk. And then this one is peach. So far they've done peach, banana, apple, and sweet potato. And they've done great with all of them so far. And they've all been gaining weight perfectly. I'll get more into how I feed them. That could honestly be a whole separate video because so many people have questions about how I'm pumping and how much I produce and how much they're getting of actual breast milk versus formula. And yeah, that could just be a whole other video like I said. Excuse me? You ready for your first bite? No. Oh, the first bite is always a little shocking. Do you want to try again? And I share the same spoon with all 3 girls. We all share binkies, we all share bottles, everything gets washed. But at the end of the day, if one is sick, the other one's gonna get it anyway. If one is sick, I will try to avoid having them share. But otherwise, they share everything. You ready? Here you go. Peaches. Peaches for dinner? What? Oh, I don't think you like it. Yeah. Okay, we'll try another bite or 2 and we'll see. Okay, so one question I get asked a lot is if we want more kids. The answer to that question is 100%. Steve and I have both always agreed that we would love a large family. I am sure I've mentioned it before, but there are 6 kids in my family and Steve also comes from a large family. So the more kids, the better. As long as my body allows me to have more, then I will. And we would love to have a boy one day down the road. Wowzer! That doesn't have to be anytime soon, and for the sake of my body and my sanity, we will probably wait a couple of years before we try again. There, that was a better bite. Yeah. Another question we got was, how did we pick out their names? So for years, I've always wanted to name a little girl Charlotte. If we had a little girl. This was before I was ever pregnant. This was just like the thoughts in my mind that would play when I was dreaming about having babies one day. I always wanted a Charlotte, and then it became really popular, and it's like one of the top names for the year 2016. And I wanted a Charlotte and then name her Charlie for short. But because it became so popular, I decided against that. And so we came up with Scarlett, which is equally as beautiful as Scarlett, or as Charlotte. And what? And so as soon as I knew I was pregnant, and I only thought it was just one, my thought was, if it's a girl, it's going to be Scarlett. So Scarlett we came up with immediately. Steve loves it too. Her middle name is Rose, and that is a family name for him. Excuse you, Piggy. Emerson, we loved, whether it was going to be boys or girls, we loved the name Emerson. Steve loved it more than I did. And I loved Dawson more than he did. So we kind of both picked Emerson. He picked Emerson and I picked Dawson, and then we decided. Are your hands stuck? Okay, let's get your hands out. There. You're not happy. Want to try another bite? Yummy. It's so good. It's peach. Ooh, I forgot to put something on the carpet. Am I a loony? Holy! Oh, if you could high five, I'd give you a high five for that one, Piggy. If you're wondering why, I don't know if you can tell even, but I'm sitting on the floor feeding them. This table is amazing. It adjusts and goes up and down, but it's easier like this for me to sit on the floor, because if I had a chair, I'd have to keep moving it. So yeah, I usually sit on the floor and I just kind of wobble back and forth. Another question I have is, do I have mommy friends? Yes, I do. I don't have many friends here in Florida where we live. I do have a few, but I don't get to see them very much. And any mommy friends I have, honestly, most of them are through social media. So I'm very thankful for my Instagram, because I can connect with a lot of other moms on Instagram. Linda! Dawson and Scarlett are not done, but Emerson is telling me that she's all done. She's gonna just sit next to us in her bumbo while I feed the other two. We'll turn the light on too. That's probably a little better. Oh, you little stinker. You little stink. Mommy should have thought about that one. Okay, back to it, ladies. I think I was answering the mommy friends question. So the answer is, I do have a few mommy friends, some in real life, some through social media that I can talk to. The next question is, how did I react when I found out I was having triplets? Honestly, I was more relieved to find out that I even had any baby in my belly with a heartbeat. I wrote on one of my captions on a recent picture, about how when we found out, the doctor approached it and said, I have bad news. So immediately I thought, oh my gosh, one of my babies, or the one baby I thought I was pregnant with, didn't have a heartbeat. And then he said that it was triplets. So that news, oh, are you okay? So that news was far better for me than finding out that my baby didn't make it. Honestly, I was really silent. Steve and I just kind of stared at each other. My mom was there too. I just kind of absorbed it. It took me, when I came home, I think I had a little bit of like a breakdown, but otherwise, I knew from the get-go that if I wanted to make it as long as possible in that pregnancy, I had to have a good attitude and a good mindset. So really right from the get-go, I was really positive about it. I'm really proud of myself for having that attitude. and just making the best out of it, because it was a really difficult pregnancy and a very high risk pregnancy. So I would say I reacted as expected, but maybe a little bit better. One question is, what do I do for a break for myself? I get my nails done I'd say every like 3 weeks. There's a salon, honestly, it's like within 5 minutes of my house. So usually when it's a morning, like when Steve is off, I'll go and I can get that done. It's a lot easier now than it used to be to leave the babies. Not that I enjoy leaving the babies, but it's just easier in the sense that they are more independent. They can hold their own bottles now. So if one of us has to run out, it's just much more doable. Aside from getting my nails done, Steve is really, really good about, if he's off, he takes the girls into the living room and gets them out of the bedroom so I can sleep in. I don't know. I feel like I just do like normal mom stuff to get a break. Like if I want to take a bath, then I'll just take a bath. The thing that's hard is that I do have to wait for Steve to be home, and he works his butt off, but I'm very thankful for him. And the little bit of a break that I do get, I appreciate it a lot. The next question is, do we have help? The answer is no. We have no help. Help would be great, but I don't need it. Steve and I have a really good routine down. At first, I was petrified to be by myself. I had no idea how I was going to do it. When my mom left after, I think she was here for 3 weeks, I thought I might actually die. But once you're alone with 3 babies, one time you realize, okay, I can do this. And honestly, my confidence has just built up and up and up. And as much as I would love the help, you really don't need it. And people ask all the time, how do you do it? And I'm sure any triplet mom or mom of multiples that you ask will reply and say, I just do it. There's no other explanation. This is what I've been given, and I'm blessed, and I just take it day by day. Are you ready to get out? You guys are getting sleepy. You ready for pajamas? Well, this was a good question. Do I plan on always dressing them alike? No, I really don't. What? I don't always dress them alike now either. I do for pictures because I think dressing them alike is so sweet. But I plan on dressing them alike here and there until they can pick out their own clothes. Then I will let them wear whatever they choose. Whoa! You okay, sister? Until they can start picking out their own clothes, and if they start expressing interest in other things, then I definitely will not force them to dress alike. But for right now, it's pretty cute. Whoa! I can tell that the babies they're done, and they're starting to get pretty unhappy. Whoa, really? So I'm gonna get their pajamas on and get them ready for bed. I will film as we do that too, though. Also, this is something I just wanted to touch on, because on the last video I got a lot of comments about dressing Scarlett differently, which I didn't. In the last video, all of them were dressed differently. But I would never ever deliberately dress Scarlett different than the others. To me, Emerson and Dawson are not twins. All 3 as a whole are triplets, and they will be treated as triplets, and they will always be treated fairly and loved equally. So I would never ever dress Scarlett differently unless we were out and she pooped through her clothes and I didn't have another outfit. That would be the only way, or the only reason that I would ever dress Scarlett different. So don't be concerned about the amount of love she gets or how she's dressed. She's just fine. That's her screaming right now. Hey, Missy girl. Okay, we're gonna do jammies. Ready for bed. to hour 2 of trying to put the babies to sleep. What? You see yourself? You don't know what to look at. And I just got 2 of them settled back down, and now Emerson's my last little one. One question I got was, which baby is the most difficult? And honestly, they all have different, or they're all difficult at moments, but there's no one baby that's more difficult than the other. I will say Scarlett has different challenges just in the sense that she's a tiny bit developmentally delayed. They all are because they were all preemie, but Scarlett struggled the most at birth, and that still shows today at 6 months. So like, for example, they all go to physical therapy. Emerson and Dawson go once a month. Scarlett goes twice a month. So it's not significant, but like even when you hold Scarlett like this, she's super tense. She pulls her arms back by her head. And that's because she had reflux so bad that she would comfort herself before by arching her back, and she kind of learned to balance with pulling her arms back by her head. So if you pick her up, God bless you. God bless you. So if you pick Scarlett up, you would feel the tension in her body, and that's going away so much. And like Emerson and Dawson, they've been able to stand on their legs with support for probably like a month now, and Scarlett just started that this week. So someone asked why the babies were in the NICU, and I think I covered it a little bit in the last video. But the babies were in the NICU for a few different reasons. The main reason was that they were 5 weeks early. They were born very small. They were born at 4 pounds apiece. Scarlett was the biggest. She was born at 4'12". Am I disrupting you? I'm so sorry. Dawson was born at 4'10", and Emerson 4'8". So they were all in there as feeders and growers. But then Scarlett also, she breathed in fluid when she was coming out. So because she breathed in fluid, she was in a higher level care NICU at first. But ultimately they were just there to feed and grow. They had some trouble learning how to suck from a bottle. And they needed to gain weight consistently before they could go home. So that took 10 days for Emerson and Dawson, and Scarlett came home at day 19. But honestly, we're very, very blessed because a lot of triplets have a much, much longer road in the NICU than we did. So I'm very thankful for a short NICU stay. It's taken me almost 3 hours to get them all to sleep tonight. And just as I come in the kitchen, she wakes up. But hopefully we're good. Okay, so I got the girls to sleep finally, and I'm in the middle of making brownies. So I figured I would take my phone out because that's what I record on, and I will answer a few more questions. A lot of questions about Steve, my husband, whether like he helps or if he works or what he does. So I'll just give you like a quick briefing on Steve. So Steve is a cast member. He works at Disney. I've mentioned that before. If you watch my Instagram stories, I'm going to put my phone down, so hopefully you can still see me. Okay, so Steve is a cast member at Disney, and I am a former cast member at Disney. One question we get a lot, or I get a lot, is what do we do, did I do? I used to be a performer before I left. And that was the best job I've ever had in my entire life. Hopefully one day I can go back and work for Disney. Whether it's a performer or not, I don't care. I just want to be a cast member again. And Steve is a food and beverage manager, and it is his dream job. He works his butt off, and he worked his butt off to get there, so I'm very proud of him. And as far as Steve goes, we have been together for, oh my gosh, I think for 8 years. And we have been married for 3 years. And what else? Steve is very, very hands-on with the babies. Steve is very supportive. Steve, even if it means that he's exhausted and he hasn't slept, he will still come home and help with the babies. It doesn't matter. He knows that I work just as hard from home taking care of the babies, so he likes to give me a break whenever he can, and I try to do the same for him. I try to relieve him of any added stress when he's home. If you're from Instagram and you're wondering why you don't see much of Steve, because I've gotten people ask me that a lot. There's two reasons. He works a lot, and Steve's also much more reserved than me. We're like polar opposites. He supports me on social media 100%, but he's definitely more comfortable taking like a back seat when it comes to this kind of stuff. So that's why you don't see much of Steve, although we do have a video. I think we did a Q&A together around Christmas time when I was still pregnant. So if you want to see it, that's there. So hopefully you will see more of Steve in the future, but that's why you don't see too much of him now. Do you know how bad I want to like this right now? I just won't do it on camera because ew. I just put my brownies in, I was gonna say microwave, in the oven. So now that I've got a little bit of free time and the babies are asleep, I'm gonna end this here. I think I answered most of the questions that were asked. And if I missed something, then comment down below. I will try my hardest to answer it. And also you can follow me on Instagram if you wanna see more. I do Instagram stories every single day. So if you wanna see more of the babies, that's the best place to see them. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. So I'm gonna wrap it up after a million minutes of me just babbling. Thank you guys so much for watching.